You're welcome back to Jasiri. Now, just before we get into our further conversations and wrap today's show, we need to go live to News Central's correspondent, Bettina Nwelih, who is in Ojota. As we told you earlier, there is increased police presence around certain places in Lagos, and Bettina is going to give us the updates from Ojota, which happens to be one of the flashpoints in Lagos State. Bettina, thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us an idea of what's exactly going on? We can even see some of the police behind you now. What do things look like in Ojota?
Exactly. Well, thank you for having me, Tolu. I have been here for the last 30 minutes and I have tried speaking to the security agencies on ground, but they've been very resistant. It almost seems as if they are fighting with the world or with the country in general. They refuse to speak, but from the whispers I've heard around, they are here to be here up and until the protest is over tomorrow and next, the protest that is being planned by the NLC. Now, I think the idea of this is to make sure that there is peace and order. If you remember, during the time of EndSARS, it was a disaster. There were people who lost their lives, there were people who got injured in the whole mess of the protest. And irrespective of the fact that they called it a peaceful protest, we have seen where, hoodlums of some sort just come and turn the agenda upside down. So that is why we have security presence here. And I also assume that the security presence is not just here, but on all other spots where protests are used to happening in Lagos State, to make sure that people are aware that there's security on ground and there's no room for hanky-panky.
Cool. So is it possible, can we get a better view, if you can pan and see what the general area looks like as well, and talk us through the numbers? What are we seeing right in terms of the numbers?
I can see about 6 to 7 police vehicles. There's one armor truck here as well, and then you can see a lot of police officers, some sitting in the vehicles just resting while others are patrolling left and right. From time to time you will see them in their 2s and 3s cross over to the other side, probably to do inspections, and then they come back to their base, and then after a while you see another set doing the same thing. So it's heavily guarded, a lot of security on this particular axis of Lagos State, close to Abiola Gardens or Ojota, Lagos.
All right, so no, as you said, you tried to talk with a security official there to get more details, but they seem to be reluctant. Bettina, you said it seems they're fighting the world right now, as you said. But just very quickly, anything else, because we know this protest is meant to take place. Do we call it a protest? It's meant to take place tomorrow by the NLC, but we're hearing today that some 65 CSOs have pulled out. As we know right now, the NLC is still saying it's going to happen, and so they intend to be there till after everything clears. Is that correct?
Yes, very correct.
All right, Bettina, thank you so much. We just needed to touch base and let people know what was happening. Do stay safe. We never know when things might pop off in Lagos, unfortunately, but thank you so much for your time.